This is Count Wardal TV show. Of course, you know that several times I speak in my program about Africa. We are in Africa. We are in Egypt,
Yes.
exactly in Cairo, and I was witness or one extremely important interview from her to Gamal Nkrumah that is over there. Of course, you know Gamal Nkrumah. All the world know Gamal Nkrumah, but also he was several times in my program. Do you like to introduce yourself and speak about Africa?
Of course. My
Thank
name
you.
is Samah Jafar. I'm
Yes.
Sudanese. I live here since 1999, guess. And I work as an artistic researcher in CIC. What else? What else I can say
Yes,
about
because
myself? Yeah.
you said that you have a project about Africa.
About the radio in Africa in the 60s, and it's linked to the liberation movement in the continent. And all
liberation
that. Yeah.
movement in the continent, yes.
Yes, of course. So we're just looking in this history and trying to get like interesting interviews like the one we had with Jamal
very
before.
interesting.
Yeah, very interesting. So I guess that's it.
So, what about your project? What about
It's
the
about the
next
radio.
radio? What exactly?
The radio in the 60s and is linked to
Radio in the 60s.
Yes.
Huh?
Yeah.
Linked with
To liberation movements in Africa.
fantastic.
Yeah, and we
But it's
specifically-
also about comparison between the 60s and now.
Yeah, somehow, but we're focusing on
so
the
it's a
60s.
research.
Yeah, it's a research.
So
Yes.
it's extremely important about the history of Africa, that
Yes.
Africa need to show its history. So that's
Yes.
why it's extremely important.
Yes.
So, do you like to add this program is watched worldwide? It's from San Francisco, California, and go, of course, in USA, Europe, and Egypt. In Africa, especially the North Africa, took, and Latin America too. So almost all the world. So, do you like to add something else
About the project?
about what you like the people what you like they like to know means
About the project?
Oh, yes.
Okay. I guess I said it all, that we're trying to do interviews with several people that has something to do with the history, or they'll be alive at the 60s, or they're like they work in Sot Al Arab, is the radio we're searching about, and I guess that's it.
where is based this organization have different branches
No, it's here in Egypt. It's called CIC, and it's a collaborative effort between CIC and Shamaringa. Shamaringa is a Pan-African platform.
in fact you mentioned
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
That all is almost in Egypt or in other countries?
Shamaringa is in South Africa.
In South Africa, of course.
Yeah, and CIC is in Egypt. Yes.
In this Egypt. Are other countries involved in this? In Africa, other African countries involved?
Yeah, the project is bigger than Radio Cairo or Sot Al Arab. It's about the radio in Africa, all Africa, in Tanzania, and South Africa, and all the countries.
Fantastic. Do you like to repeat your name so the people from also from Africa or African American that they are very interesting about the history of Africa because almost they don't know too
Yeah,
much
of
about
course.
Africa. Sometimes they
Okay.
ask to me, what is your name?
My
And
name is Samah Jafar. I'm from
fantastic.
Sudan.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. And
You're
now
welcome.
Gamal Nkrumah again about the colors of Africa. You know, because he make an important interview about the I have to say discrepancy. I don't know is not the appropriate word that happen in Africa, also in Europe, of course, but Africa has a lot of problems about the color, even the color of the skin. That is supposed that Africa don't have to have any problem about the color of the skin, but Gamal made now in this important interview in radio something about the colors of Africa. So there are a lot of mentality in opposition in Africa, means in conflicts, okay, that is not supposed to be. Do you like to mention shortly something that you already said in the previous interview?
Yes, I would just reiterate what I just said about the Africans are color conscious, and that we as Africans grade ourselves into different colors, and usually the lighter means the more superior, and the darker the less superior.
Why? That is not
it's
true,
racism.
but why?
It's racism, and maybe the colonial,
That
the
could be
colonial legacy
some.
influenced this idea, because the colonizer, the Europeans, were lighter, and always, whether they were Arabs or whether they were Europeans.
Yes, this is not linked with the history of Egypt, for example, because the history of Egypt said that the black people are more important because the pharaoh was almost black, you know,
Yeah, they
in
were black,
Nuba, in
yes,
means
yes.
in Luxor, etc. And
Yes.
then at the time of the Queen Cleopatra and Ptolemy,
They became
that,
mixed.
They became mixed because El Bahar Mutawassit, for
Yes,
example, that means the Mediterranean Sea, or Bahar Abiyat is called, so means the white
Yes.
people. I speak about Mediterranean in English is Mediterranean Sea,
Yes.
you know, that is
Yes.
called Abiyat means white sea. White sea means the people that have the white skin.
Yeah.
So at the time of Cleopatra, the capital was Alexandria of Egypt. So absolutely on the sea, but in the time of the pharaoh, the pharaoh was all black, all black. So because they got the power, means black could consider the main color, the superior color, the black, and the inferior maybe the white in Africa, okay? But you know, this history is stupid stories, mentality is changed. Of course, we are one human being, of course, etc. But we speak about the reality of Africa, and there are many of this problem of Africa, etc. What you can say, what you can add about that?
I just want to reiterate and emphasize the fact that in spite of its diversity, Africa is one continent.
Yes.
And it's
absolutely
the different cultures, different religions, different languages must try and work together and live together because we share this continent.
Oh yes, and Africa is compact from ever.
Yes.
So was the most ancient continent, means the population, means
Yes.
of the
The
planet.
whole world.
The whole world was Africa.
Yes.
So it's
Yeah,
so
that's
is
true.
also
Yes.
in Europe is called the Mother Africa.
Exactly,
You know where
yes.
in Europe is Africa is considered the most
The mother
important
continent,
continent because before Europe knew Americas, means the continent of Americas,
Yes.
they knew Africa, and so as we have to say just thank you to Africa, and I hope and I was pleased to interview her before because Africa is very, very important for all the people. So thank you so much,
Thank
Gamal
you.
Nkrumah,
Thank you.
and thank you for your kind attention.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.